Hello, this is Brendan Fry, Editor-in-Chief at CG Magazine, and today I'm joined by Cole Watson.
Hello again.
And we're talking Gears of War 4 Horde Mode 3.0.
Now, what I remember of Horde Mode, at least with 3, because that was when I cut off, because I didn't care for Judgment, I didn't care for Remaster. One of the most exciting things about Horde was just how well the boss waves in particular were one of my favorite parts. So you had like Berserker, Lambent Berserker, a couple Reavers, and even Brumax. But because this is a new race of enemies, it's a whole new race of bosses as well.
That's correct. So you're going to get... So in this first one, I believe we have a Snatcher coming at us. But we also have... So it's not just the boss you fight. We also fight a few of the smaller enemies every single boss wave. So here we see we have some drones along... I forget which enemy we're fighting. I think it's a Snatcher. We might be fighting something else. But you'll see it in a second. It's kind of hiding behind that little area over there, kind of throwing things at us.
What was that thing that actually just dropped down?
Which one?
Right here, these little electric symbols.
Oh, those are our... Okay, so were there the Fabricators in earlier Gears of War?
I don't think so.
Okay, so what this is, it's a new thing they've added to this mode, where you have a little basically it's your base fabricator building things. Like imagine it like a giant 3D printer that you can use on Battlefield.
Or turret defense, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. So what you do is you use that, so as you kill enemies, you can go and collect these power... There it is, see the big guy?
Yeah.
You collect these power things, and you bring them back to your base. If you're a scout and bring them back, you get double. But if you're just... There's actually classes now compared to previous modes. So I'm playing as a standard soldier, which is the standard guy to fight. But if you play as a scout, there's an engineer, etc., and each one has a special ability. The engineer are better at building all the stuff on the battlefield, like the walls, the turret defenses, these kind of...
Are you locked to like any character model, or you just pick...
You can pick any character model, and then any character class.
Okay.
But and every character can use every weapon, it's just how you want to play. So if you're the scout, and you went ahead and catch all this... Yeah, they really are. So as you go forward, you really want to use the scout to catch the lightning bolts. You really want to use the soldier to kind of be the front line guy. You really want to use the heavy guy as kind of the one that kind of takes a lot of the damage.
Yeah.
You really want the engineer to be the one building everything. But all the different classes can do everything. It's just how well they're good at doing it.
So when you get resources to help build up your base, is it a collective pool, or you actually...
It's a collective pool. So if you see at the top of the screen, we say, I'm carrying 118, but the Fabricator has 100 or whatever it is, right? 1,000 right now.
So then the engineers just use whatever they need to.
Exactly. So you'll see right now, as he drops these new things, it uses the Fabricator's resource, or the power resource, to build the new stuff. So right now, we're constantly trying to build that base up, constantly trying to make sure that as the enemies come at us, we have a way to deal with them. So here we're going to be seeing, I believe, us fighting the helicopter.
The helicopter.
Yes,
it's not a traditional Gears enemy for sure.
Well, this is the COG. So right now, as I said, we're now playing as the outsiders. We're playing as the guys that kind of have rebelled against the COG.
Okay.
As such, we're fighting two different enemies. We're fighting the Swarm, and we're fighting the COG. So they kind of mix them up in Horde mode. So we have some of the Swarm enemies coming at us, but we also have an attack helicopter attacking us. And every enemy has a different weak spot. So this one, this enemy first appears in the main game about Chapter 2. And the concept is you're supposed to take out its engines. They're kind of the glowing orange things on the side of its ship.
Okay, so like the fuel tanks on the Brumax.
Exactly, very similar. And as it comes at us, it's raining down hell and death. Yeah. And it's really important to not die in this mode, because as you die, it means it's harder and harder to get back into the battlefield. It means your team are one-man mess.
I remember in 3, I believe it used to actually cost resources to get your life back.
Yes, that's the thing.
So
good point. So the first time you bring yourself back, it's pretty easy. It's free.
Yeah.
But after that, you have to get your dog tag to the Fabricator and then use resources to bring you back. The more you die, the more resources it costs.
Yeah.
So you really have to be like, do I want to use the resources, or do I want to build another turret? Yeah. Because at the end of that round, you're going to come back to it. So you really have to figure out, can we take this boss on without him, or should we use...
need the extra?
Do we need the extra man instead of the extra turret? Instead of fixing up our walls? And that's where you kind of have to work together with the team to try to figure that out. And you can see this helicopter kind of just raining down death.
Yeah, giving you a really hard time. So, one part of the original Horde mode as well was that because like things like the Berserker came out, those needed like specific weapons to kill.
Right.
Is there any example of that? Like, do you need a Hammer of Dawn to really take out
No.
that helicopter
You
at all?
really are going to be able to, for the most part. I'm not going to say all, because I've never gotten to round 50. I got to 45. But for the most part, at least from my experience, you can take down most enemies just by sheer brute force. There are rocket launchers, there are stronger weapons.
There are weak.
Exactly. But if you were to use the stronger weapon, it might take it down faster. But that being said, you can take them down using what you got. And here you see I'm kind of just running back to that main point. So you can take back... So at the beginning of the match, we brought the Fabricator here. We made this our base.
Okay.
You choose where you want the base to be, and it's you choose what you want to do. These are arms racks. As you collect single-use weapons in the game, you can bring them back here, so when you need them later in the match, you can use them. Because, as I said, they're single-use, you run out of ammo, they're done. So the point is, as you finish a round, you stock up your base, make sure it's ready to go, so when you have these boss rounds, when you have the big guys coming at you, you have something to defend yourself. Yeah. Problem is, none of those things are right now that useful against a helicopter. But yeah, see, there we go. You got it down.
Like a boss.
Yep. And now we're doing, so as I said, every 10 rounds you fight a boss. And that kind of, it mixes up the monotony, it makes it so you're constantly on your toes, you're constantly trying to see what news coming at you. And each round, as you go through it, will change up what type of enemies. So sometimes you might get an easy round of just a few like little grunts. Sometimes you might get a hard round of lots of elites coming at you.
So talking about the grunts, actually, with 3 in particular, was that there was kind of like tiers of grunts.
Yeah.
Like you had ones that had shields, you had ones that were effective with incinerary stuff, or just pure rushers. Is that still the same here?
Oh yeah, so you're going to see it. As you can kind of see as we're doing it, you have the robot enemies. They're kind of the low enemies, like the small little robot drones.
They don't even want to use cover.
They're just kind of, they just walk at you.
Yeah.
And here we have a Snatcher enemy. These are the ones in the main story that kind of take humans away and kind of turn them into the swarm.
Okay. Could he take one of your party members away?
No, but he can jump on you and throw things at us. Yeah, sadly, it's only story beats that'll let him take you. But there are enemies like the Town Servers that will jump on you, and if you don't hit the right key prompts, they can kill you.
He's just ripping through your defenses.
Oh yeah, and there also are some of the elites, some of the bigger drones. Yeah. They can kill you in a single hit if they get the chainsaw behind you.
Oh, okay.
So even the low-end enemies can take you down on the right difficulty. So they really, you never are feeling safe in this game.
How many enemies were they like throwing at you per wave?
Oh, like 10, 15 hits. There's nothing you can't deal with, but if you aren't constantly making sure your base is strong, aren't constantly making sure your ammo's in place. Like, I was constantly running out of ammo in this mode. At the end of each round, there you go. At the end of each round, you can see our base defenses are kind of like pushing it back a bit.
Yeah.
But after end of each round, you have the ammo box. You can see it kind of right near where he is. Oh, there you go. I'm back. Yes. Yeah. So you
and you don't even realize.
I thought I was dead. No, now I am basically dead.
I'm noticing like the base defenses that you can put. Now there's electric fences.
Yes, and
compared to just barbed wire.
Here's another thing you have to remember. As you upgrade your base or upgrade your fabricator, you can build better things. So you can start the game on wave 40 if you want to. The problem is you'll have a fabricator wave level 1.
Yeah.
So you really want to go from 1 to 50 just to make sure you have that level 3, level 4, level 5 fabricator that will allow you to make the better stuff, allow you to kind of have the electric fences, allow you to have the rocket turrets rather than the little gun turret. And you can see how much it changes. Like, you can see how much that different defenses do change up how you can kind of take on your base.
Yeah.
And you can see how, like, as wave upon wave come forward.
There's a big
Yeah,
group.
there he is. You can see how these different enemies make their way farther and farther into your base. And you can, even if you die, you can go back and try to redo it. But you've lost that base defense. You've lost all those credits to build the base defense. So you really have to kind of decide, is it worth going back in? Can we do it? Can we grind out the resources or should we kind of just start again and see what we can do? And I think that's really kind of how they made this mode interesting, how they made it kind of extra different compared to previous modes.
Did they say if there would be like any boss specific to certain maps? Because I remember in 3, like the whole football dome, that was like the only one you could fight Brumac in.
Okay.
And then the supermarket, I believe, was like the only place you could fight Lambent Berserker.
No, I believe they were saying it'll just randomly select bosses based on what you kind of skill level you're on and like how you're kind of doing.
So you set your difficulty, and that's kind of like the boss list that you get.
Yeah, I don't think they didn't mention anything about map specific enemies. So they didn't say if there'd be only fighting the snatches if you pick like an outdoor map, and if you pick an indoor map you won't. So I didn't hear anything like that. It's possible they have some surprises in store, because I mean, they managed that for previous Gears games. There are always a few different Easter eggs that you can kind of experience, but it's really hard to say how.
So with the glowing blue cog mill, that is a downed ally?
That's a downed ally. So if you go there, you get the the cog tags, as you were, and you bring them back to your fabricator. And once you do that, you can use your money or your points to bring them back if you want. But as I said, there's a trade-off there. If you want to do that, you might not be able to get that extra turret, that extra wall, or whatever. And as you see, it gets hard quick.
Yeah.
This is about an hour in, but we're about done here, so we should probably wrap up. What do you think?
I actually really enjoy this.
Yeah.
As a player who skipped Judgment, who skipped Remaster even,
yeah.
I may not have an Xbox One, but I'm really excited for the PC port of this.
Yeah. Well, as always, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at CGMeg Online, and you can find all our great videos at cgmegonline.com. Thank you again. Bye.
Thank you.